Hi, this is Michael Carbajal, and you're watching True School Sports. Take care. Good day.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, um, this will be my last video of Anthony Joshua Klitschko stuff until so I can get started on my Canelo Chavez coverage. We got that coming up this week. But I wanted to say this about Anthony Joshua. Much like Mayweather, when Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya, that put him directly in the driver's seat of boxing, where he could dictate terms, and he was like the man in boxing. And I gotta say now, as far as heavyweights go, and dictating terms and being in the driver's seat of boxing, Anthony Joshua is in the driver's seat of boxing. You can't say he's not, because we all know boxing is a business. We know that this man just sold 90,000 tickets and filled out Wembley Stadium, a stadium that's used for soccer. Okay, you would expect, like, Manchester United or Arsenal or Liverpool or Everton or Tottenham or one of these big English clubs to fill out the stadium. But a boxer, it's only happened twice. It's been Carl Froch and it's been Anthony Joshua. Those were the only two fighters in the history of boxing who have fought at Wembley Stadium and sold more than like 70,000 tickets. So it's a testament to the kind of star he is right now, and he's in the driver's seat. And there's so many options he has. He could fight Deontay Wilder. As you guys know, Deontay Wilder is the #1 American heavyweight as it stands right now. So there would be a lot of interest in that fight, and they could use the whole UK versus USA angle to sell that fight. I mean, they will. So there's Deontay Wilder. There's obviously the biggest one out of them all, which would be Tyson Fury. They could do 100,000. If they could fit 100,000, they would do it for that fight. There's Tyson Fury. There's Tyson Fury. There's Deontay Wilder. There's Joseph Parker. There's we got still in the heavyweight division, we have other fights that maybe aren't as big as those, but you have like Pulev. You have Luis Ortiz. If you wanted to bring another American over, there's Jarrell Miller. Hell, there's Shannon. If Shannon Briggs wins his title fight against Freza Kendo, Shannon Briggs could fight in the UK. That fight would do crazy numbers. So there's a lot of options for Anthony Joshua, and I'm sure he would. There's lots of money to be made, and I think this is good for boxing. I think it's good that we finally have like a guy at heavyweight that can transcend boxing, because as far as transcending boxing, there's only two guys who have had that kind of potential in the last 4 years, and they're both British heavyweights, which is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Now, they both transcend for two totally different reasons. Anthony Joshua transcends because obviously of his knockout power, and not trying to sound weird here, but women find the dude attractive, and he's got a lot of endorsement deals, and he's from Nigeria. He's also grew up in the UK, so he has multiple countries he brings to the table that watches fights. So there's that. For Tyson Fury, he's probably the most colorful personality the heavyweight division has seen at that level since Mike Tyson. I mean, you could say Shannon Briggs, but the thing is with Shannon Briggs, when he had the titles, he wasn't the Shannon Briggs you know now. But when Shannon Briggs had the titles, he wasn't let's go champ, crashing your press conference Shannon Briggs. He was a different guy back then. Tyson Fury is probably the most colorful heavyweight we've had since Mike Tyson. So with that being taken into account, heavyweight champion, I should say. With that being taken into account, Anthony Joshua has so many options, and this is great for boxing, because a lot of people, especially here in America, they'll say, well, boxing is dead, the UFC is taking over boxing, but I feel this is good for the health of boxing globally, because boxing is always at a better place when the heavyweight division is the way it should be. When you have 3, 4, 5 top heavyweights and you can have all these different matchups, as we do right now with Wilder, Joshua, Ortiz, Parker. When you have this amount of matchups, it's better for the division, because people like knockouts. People like seeing knockouts. If you don't follow boxing, if you're not a hardcore boxing fan, most people like to see knockouts. I'm a hardcore boxing fan, and I love knockouts. That's all. Honestly, I don't want to say it's all I want to see, but I tend to love fighters who knock someone out. So I'm a big fan of heavyweight boxing myself. So knockouts are what gets people. That puts butts in the seats. You know, in other sports, you know, in soccer, goals. God, if you have a prolific goal scorer on your team, that'll put butts in the seats. In baseball, if you have a homer hitter, that puts butts in the seats. If in hockey, if you have a goal scorer, that puts butts in the seats. So Anthony Joshua, being the knockout artist he is, puts butts in the seats. Tyson Fury will put butts in the seats because he's just a great talker and he knows how to sell a fight. So that's the biggest matchup that could be made in all boxing, in my opinion. As far as money being made and potentially putting 100,000 people in the stadium, that's the fight right there. But Anthony Joshua is definitely in the driver's seat of boxing. You know, if you all you gotta do to know that, all you have to do to know that, other than looking at the stands at Wembley Stadium, is to simply go on Twitter and type his name and go look at how many people who are not hardcore boxing fans, like celebrities, who are at that fight. You have people like Jay-Z there. You had like a million different soccer players. You had Jose Mourinho for the manager of Manchester United was there. Gareth Bale, who plays for Madrid, he's been for Tottenham. He was there. You had a lot of different, you know, kinds of people who normally aren't watching boxing at his fight. So that speaks volumes to the kind of popularity he has. And mind you, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. This is not Anthony Joshua after his bet. Because honestly, while the Klitschko fight is it's the biggest one he's had so far in his career, I don't believe that it'll be the biggest fight he has, because, you know, Fury and Wilder are still mega fights for him. So I think his popularity will only grow, and that will then only in turn help the sport of boxing grow across the nations. You know, especially here in America. More so here in America, because, you know, boxing in this country has really lost its footing because of A, the popularity of the UFC, and B, boxing just constantly shooting itself in the foot with the corruption. Now, there is corruption everywhere around the globe in boxing, but more so here than anywhere else. And people just got sick of people. It's turned a lot of people from the sport, and all you got to do to know that is just go on YouTube and just type in a Teddy Atlas rant. There's a million rants about Teddy Atlas and the corruption of boxing. So, for me personally, I'm hoping that him being a focal point of the heavyweight division makes boxing healthier around the globe, including here. And I personally believe that he will fight here in America at least one time. There's no way in hell that Anthony Joshua at least one time is not going to fight at Madison Square Garden, because so many other great heavyweights have done it before. Why wouldn't he himself want to do that? Obviously, he's going to make history. He's going to get massive paydays in the UK. But why wouldn't you, as a heavyweight boxer, knowing the history of boxing, want to fight at Madison Square Garden? He'll be here at least one time, so I'm not worried about that. But he's in the driver's seat of boxing, and it's a great thing. And I think he's the right guy to take boxing into this next, you know, kind of golden era of heavyweights. You know, he's very marketable. Eddie Hearn said it best. You know, he's kind of a promoter's dream. So there's going to be a lot of people that like Anthony Joshua, and I can definitely see. I know a lot of people who don't like Anthony Joshua. If you go on Twitter, you know, there's people, British boxing fans, who like Tyson Fury. They don't like Anthony Joshua. They don't like Anthony Joshua. They think Anthony Joshua is kind of robotic. He's boring as a personality. Like, his personality is boring. And they like Tyson Fury. Me personally, I'm a fan of both fighters. I mean, I personally like Tyson Fury a little bit more, just because I like his personality. But I mean, I'm a fan of both fighters. So I would like to see that fight happen at some point. I'd like to see Anthony Joshua fight Luis Ortiz, or you know, Jarrell Miller, or Joseph Parker, or even Shannon Briggs if he beats Oquendo next. Or, you know, there's a lot of fights for him out there. And, you know, it's good for boxing for a fighter to be this popular. My only hope would be that he doesn't become like Mayweather-esque, where all of his fights are in, like, not like all of his fights are in the UK. Obviously, the majority of his fights will be in the UK because that's his home base. But I would like to see Anthony Joshua kind of become a global figure. You know, come to America, fight, you know, in random countries like Ali used to fight, like Ali used to do. And, you know, I feel that Eddie Hearn, that's what his plans are for him. He seems to want to go that route. So, yeah, man, I just want to say that Anthony Joshua right now, as far as boxing and business moves and making moves, because boxing is very much business, he's in the driver's seat right now, just like Mayweather was. And, you know, he's in a position now where, like, I think, you know, when you look at Anthony Joshua, he could probably generate $1 billion in his purses. I think he could. It's very, very possible. With the popularity he already has so early in his career. let's see where it goes. But just want to get that out there. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Anthony Joshua's in the driver's seat of boxing right now? I think he is, because heavyweight boxing is the glamour division in boxing. He just sold 90,000 tickets, and right now he's kind of just, you know, the balance of power as far as boxing goes has been shifted for a while. You know, you've had in America it was like this for a while, and then as the years have gone on, it's kind of gone like this. It's kind of gone like this, and now the UK is like right here as far as boxing goes, and America is like right here. So, he's definitely shifted the balance of power, and that's what it is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just keeping being it. So until next time, take care, guys.